Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here with Judging Freedom. Today is Thursday, June 2022. It's about 6 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. We are beginning today a new project, a new collaboration called Judging Health. And the genius who is collaborating with us is Dr. Joel Wallach. Dr. Wallach is an ND, a neuropathic physician.
Naturopathic.
Say again, doctor?
Naturopathic.
Naturopathic physician. He runs a company that distributes over 5,000 products and cures over 600 diseases. He'll be a regular on the show. You'll be able to purchase his products with great ease. We'll put the website up as we go. Dr. Wallach, it's a pleasure. Welcome to Judging Freedom.
Well, Your Honor, it's an honor to be talking with you. I watched you for many, many, many years on Fox News, and I just followed you because your wisdom is outstanding, and I can't thank you enough for allowing me to work with you.
Well, the admiration and the pleasure is mutual. So why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself, your extraordinary experience in the medical field, the high regard for your academic work, and your general attitude about the inadequacies of the MD medical establishment in America today.
Okay, well, thank you, sir. Well, briefly, the thing that makes me different, I have a Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture. My major was in animal husbandry and nutrition. My minor was in field crops and soils. I then have a degree in veterinary medicine, both from the University of Missouri. I have 3 postdoctoral fellowships. One, I went for 2 years into South Africa and saved the white rhino. There's only 300 left in Natal, South Africa, and today there's 20,000 because of my work there. That was my first postdoctoral fellowship. They called me back from South Africa to do a big study because just before I left for South Africa, I did a big study because there was 500 sheep died in one night in a farm. The farmer fed them. They were just beautiful on the nighttime, and they woke up in the morning to feed them breakfast. They all were dead. He brought me 50 of these dead lambs, and to make a long story short, I traced it to a problem with the next door neighbor using a lot of fertilizer, and these lambs died from a problem, an overdose of fertilizer in their drinking water. Published it just the day I left for South Africa. It was published in 1965. While I was there, Marlon Perkins, who I worked with in his TV show in the St. Louis Zoo for many years, took my article, which was published in scientific journals, and got a $25 million grant from NIH to look for a canary in the mine in zoos, in big city zoos. We were looking for a species of animals that would die of pollution. The same pollution would be sensitive for humans. And so if these animals died in the zoo, we needed to evacuate the city. So they called me back, and I did that. It was a 10-year study, did 20,000 autopsies. The thesis started out at 5,000 pages, and it's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. It was made into a textbook, which sells for $25,000 each. W.B. Saunders, big medical public.
Wait a minute, one textbook, $25,000?
Yes, sir.
No wonder you're wealthy and successful.
Well, the average person is not going to spend $25,000 for a home remedy book, right? So we came out with a summary of it. It's only 300 pages, and it sells for $25, not $25,000. But the thesis sells for $25,000. You can get them all beat up for $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $12,000. But this is $25. Epigenetics has started a whole new science. It has replaced genetics. What I found in this study, Your Honor, is that there are no genetically transmitted diseases. There are no autoimmune diseases. They're all nutritional deficiencies. And that's the story of epigenetics. And so we sell a lot of those for $25 a piece because it goes into all these diseases that people have. And their doctors telling me I have a genetic disease. No such thing as a genetic disease. That was all false information. And so I proved it to them. And today they've gone to a thing that they call the metabolic syndrome, because they know they're going to get yelled at if they tell a patient they have a genetic disease. They're going to get yelled at if they have a autoimmune disease. So they came up with a new one called metabolic syndrome. And the metabolic syndrome is obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and so they haven't changed. They're still coming up with nonsense. Okay, and so at any rate, came back from Africa after 10 years there, and did another big project in China. Did 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10, because they died of Keyshawn disease, which was we call it sudden death syndrome here in the United States. Now, I'm the guy who SIDS, yes. Well, I'm the guy who got rid of the let's see here. Let's see here. I got rid of muscular dystrophy, gave all the information to Jerry Lewis, and he got so excited because he talked to the doctors who did biopsies and showed these kids that had muscular dystrophy, it went away on my treatment. Cystic fibrosis, that went away. And when Jerry Lewis took it to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, he had worked with them for 50 years. He raised $2.7 billion for their telethon. They fired Jerry Lewis immediately and shut down the telethon when he brought him the cure for muscular dystrophy. Well, to make a long story short, my attorney, Jonathan Emord, we spent many years petitioning and suing the FDA, and we finally won. They were forced to put these nutrients into the baby formulas, Infamil and Similac, and within 6 months' time of putting these nutrients into the infant formulas, sudden death syndrome went away, muscular dystrophy went away, and sudden death syndrome went away. In 1990, sudden death syndrome occurred at the rate of 135 to 140 deaths per 100,000 normal births.
Okay, what is sudden infant death syndrome, or what was it before you discovered the deficiency?
The cause. Yeah, it's a cardiomyopathy heart disease. It's caused by a deficiency of a single mineral in Heilongjiang province in China, okay, and Keyshawn University. These kids die by the thousands there every year from this deficiency because that nutrient is not found in the soil. So we went there and did this. My wife is Chinese, and so she was able, through her, she's a microsurgeon, taught at Harvard. So we got to go to China for 8 weeks and do these 1,700 autopsies, all published in medical journals. And so we got an award from the University of California, Dr. Gerhard Strauser, who discovered the essentiality of these minerals. And then I got one from the United Nations for the same finding. This award, sir, is the Lifetime Achievement Award for Natural Medicine from the United Nations. They gave it to me in August of 2015. Very proud of that.
Tell us what natural medicine is.
Natural medicine are things like herbs, diet, that kind of stuff, and vitamins and minerals, as opposed to drugs. Okay, natural medicine is as opposed to drugs, and so that's the sort of thing we've been doing all these years. And so we got rid of cystic fibrosis. I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis. I was working for NASA at the Yerkes Primate Center in Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, and I found this monkey, and I put the slides without the labels on them. Just sent the slides of the lungs and the liver and the pancreas to a bunch of medical schools. And I said, I think this is cystic fibrosis. What do you think? And they all said in their letterhead, we're talking 1977, on their letterhead, oh, these are absolutely, you got it correct. This is no doubt about it, cystic fibrosis. And I told them we had at least have the first animal model, because this is a space monkey. And then I did biopsies in the other 24 baby monkeys in the colony, and they all had cystic fibrosis. A behaviorist had changed the diet, and they left out that nutrient, and that's why they all had cystic fibrosis. When I told them it was a nutritional deficiency, they fired me, and that's when I went back to school and became a physician.
Why does the medical community dislike, to the point of firing, people like you, who show people like me and the thousands watching us now how to live healthier, happier lives without chemicals and drugs in their body?
Well, sir, you've asked the most pertinent question. That's why you're Judge Napolitano.
I've been asking questions for a long time.
Yeah. And so that's a good one. And of course, the reason is this. they've been telling people for 100 years that these diseases were genetic. And here comes this guy along, this new guy, and in a few weeks he says, no, it's not genetic, it's a nutritional deficiency disease. And they didn't like being embarrassed. So that's why they fire people who embarrass them. It's
How
that
many
simple.
how many diseases does your company and do your products address?
600 different diseases, all of which are nutritional deficiencies. And it's one of those things where, again, when you look at how the medical system treats the patients, they're treating them like dairy cows. They come in, they examine them, they give them a program to deal with their symptoms, and the patient's happy. Oh, I had pain for 20 years. This doctor gave me this new drug. It killed my pain in 3 days. I'm going to leave everything in my will to this doctor. I just love my doctor. Got rid of my pain. But he had to take the medicine for 30 years. But I can get rid of that disease in 3 weeks.
How many products does your company manufacture and offer to the public to address these 600 plus different diseases?
5,000 different products. And the reason is some people like liquids, some people like pills, some people like tablets, some people like powder. And so in some cases, it'll be the same product, but it'll be in different physical form.
Gary, would you put up the full screen of Judging Health, please? So you, in collaboration with me and mutual friends, have created this website, judginghealth.com, exclusively for viewers of Judging Freedom. Just take us through a little bit of this. If I were to click on this today and something's bothering me, can I go deeper and deeper and deeper into the website until I find what's bothering me and can also find the natural cure for it?
Well, it's easier than that. I've written 21 best-selling books, okay? And these best-selling books go into these diseases in alphabetical order and that kind of stuff. It's much simpler than what you just showed me, because to go through 5,000 products and do all this, the average person is not going to do that. They don't know what questions to ask. And my first book that was for the general public was Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Okay, what does that mean? Dead doctors don't lie.
Well, originally I wanted to say only dead doctors don't lie, but I thought that was too heavy, so I changed it to Dead Doctors Don't Lie. There's a CD that goes along to it. It's in 9 languages. We've sold 600 million copies of that CD with 9 languages, and it goes into all the diseases we know the cause, prevention, and cures for. The doctors say there's no cure for, because they want to milk the cow. They want to milk the insurance company for 20 years so they can put their kids through college. That's how that works.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay. The company, we're a multi-million-dollar company. We started out with just me and this fired veterinarian, okay, and became a naturopathic physician. And you see maybe 15 patients a day as a naturopathic physician. You don't have people shunting people to you in a little clinic. And so I was up in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and so I started going up and down the coast and lecturing, and made that CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and started translating into various languages and things. And we grew like crazy. And like I say, we're like tonight, I'm going to be doing every other Thursday night, I do a big Zoom into the Philippines. Every Friday night, I do a big Zoom into Australia and New Zealand. And I do Zooms into Japan. I do Zooms into the UK and so forth, into Sweden and so forth. I'm all over the world. And when I do George Norrie, he has 12 million people on his show for the 2 hours I'm on with him.
Well, we haven't quite reached that number yet, but we're growing.
We're going to go there, Your Honor. We're going to take your show there. Okay.
Well, the next time you come back, I want you to pick a couple of diseases and tell us exactly what the nutrients were that we're missing and exactly how people watching us can take these products to cure the disease. And we'll pick diseases that are common to people. Too much weight, Can't
do we
go to
have
sleep
one?
at night.
Do we have time for one? Take
Yes,
two,
we
3
have
minutes?
time for one right now. Absolutely. You
Okay.
choose it.
Okay, let's go to Alzheimer's disease.
Ooh.
Alzheimer's disease is a physician-caused disease. It did not exist until 1960. There were dementias, senile dementia, and that kind of stuff, but Alzheimer's disease is a very specific disease, and it was created by medical doctors and pharmaceutical companies when they came up with statin drugs to reduce cholesterol, because doctors falsely believe that cholesterol causes plaque in your arteries. So the pharmaceutical companies got excited. They came up with the statin drugs to lower your cholesterol. Well, they came up with a new disease because your brain, the white matter of the brain, the myelin, the insulation material in the cells and nerves in your brain, your spinal cord, and your peripheral nerves, is almost all cholesterol, good cholesterol. So when they came out with the statin drugs, they killed your brain, and that's why you have Alzheimer's disease. They created Alzheimer's disease, a disease that never existed until they came out with statin drugs. And so right now, we're spending each year in America, just each year in America alone, we're spending to treat the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease to the tune of $305 billion. That's with a B, $305 billion a year. And they're predicting that within 3 years, it'll be $1 trillion per year.
Oh. And what does Judging Health offer instead or to address this?
Oh, well, you need to eat 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolks so you can rebuild the myelin in your brain. Okay. And then you need to take our Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, which has 215 nutrients in it. Why 215 nutrients? Because all of the biochemical reactions in your body require these nutrients. You can't just take vitamin C and cure something. You need all these nutrients, okay, just like your car. You're not going to put dirt from Texas in your car and hope there's oil in it, okay? And that's how the doctors treat nutrition. Oh, just eat well, the 4 food groups and 7 food group pyramid, you get everything you need. Well, nutritional minerals, Your Honor, occur in veins like gold and silver. And you can have a twin brother, and he's in Pennsylvania, and you're in California. And the one in Pennsylvania has 14 different diseases, and one in California has none. But they're eating the same recipes that grandma gave them. What's the difference? Well, the guy in Pennsylvania, he only has 3 minerals in his food. The one in California might have 14 minerals in his food.
Wow.
Because of where they live. And so we make up the difference by giving them everything.
Suppose a relative or a friend is suffering from memory loss. Can they go on the website to Judging Health and find their way to what they should be taking in addition to 3 eggs a day with soft yolks?
Well, yeah. And basically, again, they can, basically they have to go to a book. For Alzheimer's disease, of course, and other brain diseases, there's 25 different diseases that are caused by osteoporosis of the skull. Your Honor, have you ever heard of a medical doctor talk about osteoporosis of the skull? No, they always talk about osteoporosis of the legs. Well, osteoporosis of the skull causes MS, multiple sclerosis, and 24 other diseases, including Alzheimer's disease. Okay, and so it's one of these things where you do have to have somebody walk you through it. And that's why we have all these. We're a network marketing company, and people don't like that. But people do like it. Some people don't like it. Some people like it. Network marketing, and we have thousands of trained people who you have Ted Anderson, right, and so forth, and he's going to set it up to where you have a machine. This machine is going to be an army of people that we recruit for you, and they can go to any of these people to where they live, where your friends live or your relatives live, or the people who are on the program. They're going to go there, and we'll put them in a place where they're going to be talking with somebody who's an expert, as opposed to trying to wield through this themselves.
This is simply remarkable. I have a friend, I obviously won't mention his name, a boyhood friend of mine who was also a judge with me in New Jersey, arguably the smartest person I have ever known in the New Jersey judiciary, where there are a lot of brainiacs. And he is suffering from Alzheimer's. I'm going to call him up as soon as we finish this show and tell him what you have taught us and tell him how he can reverse this.
Okay, well, I'll find out from Ted Anderson what your young Judy ID number is, so we can get him signed up directly under you or your panel or however you guys have set it up. Because Ted knows how to do this. He's one of our experts. He knows how to set it up perfectly. So
Okay.
your people will get it. So you need to talk to Ted first.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
will you come back next Thursday?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
We can do this every Thursday as long as you want me.
We'll pick 2 or 3 diseases. You analyze it. You tell us what the medical community has done wrong about it and why people are suffering from it and the ease with which they can get rid of it.
I came prepared with 8, and so it'll be easy to do 2 more next Thursday.
Okay. Dr. Joel Wallach, always a pleasure, or it has been a pleasure. I look forward to working with you, judging freedom, judging health. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
It's an honor, Your Honor. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you. Judge Napolitano for Judging Freedom.